Hello everyone, my name is Isaiah, CEO here at Jubilee Homes, where our mission is very simple. That's to help you be set free, and we do that by helping you get into tiny home ownership where you can be free from a big rent payment, a long-term mortgage, and also to be able to gain wealth by the appreciation of owning your own home. And number three, we'd love to help you get into multiple home ownership where you can rent them out for passive income for life. And I'm really excited to show you another video on how to find a spot to put your tiny home. Today we're going to talk about finding a place. If you can't find a piece of property, or you can't afford a piece of property for you to actually own to put your tiny home on, another viable option is to put your tiny home in a place where you can lease. You can either, one of the easiest ways and most common ways to do that is to lease a pad in a mobile home park. So that might sound scary, but there's actually a lot of decent mobile home parks out there if you start looking at them, and they can be a very affordable way to put your tiny home and get you started on the right track. And then, hopefully you can figure out maybe a process where you can actually find a more permanent spot for your home, and you can always move it at some later date. So I'm looking at Raleigh, North Carolina. Here's a great website, MH Village, where you can look at different mobile home parks, and where it kind of gives you some options, to call. Here's just going on Google, obviously typing in mobile home parks, and you can start seeing some reviews of a mobile home park. And one thing I would do, honestly, is I would actually try to find a list of all the mobile home parks that are registered, because every mobile home park has to be zoned properly as a mobile home park with your local municipality, and maybe even at the state level. I know some states have registries of all the mobile home parks in the state, and usually that's regulated by the state's health department, because for whatever reason the health department is in charge of mobile home parks to keep them healthy. So if you could get that list, you could actually find mobile home parks that are not actively on the internet, on MH Village, or on Google, what you might think, is that real? Well, yeah, a lot of mobile home park owners have owned the mobile home park for 50 years, and they don't really market very well, especially with the internet age. And so you can actually find lower cost pad rent at, going that direction. And so I've seen pad rent as low as $300 a pad per month, all the way up to $700, $800, $900 a month, and I'm sure there's some places where it's even more than that. But it's another great option to get you started, get you on your feet. So the other thing to think about when you're thinking about leasing a piece of land, that's not a mobile home park, I'm sure maybe you have a friend who has a piece of land where you can park your tiny home. Maybe your tiny home has wheels on it and is more considered like an RV. You could also look for, if that's the case, I would also look at RV parks, long-term RV parks, where you could come in as like a park model RV or whatever, and that is another great option. If your tiny home has wheels, a lot of times there's more options on where you can put it. So, and then it's obviously easier to move whenever you want to pack up and leave. So if you do that option, make sure you look at your lease. It'd be great if you had a lawyer look at your lease, and just Google a lawyer that does things like that in your local area. But at the very least, have ChatGPT look at your lease and upload it to ChatGPT. For those who's never used ChatGPT or doesn't know what it is a great website. It's a great AI assistant tool that is free, where you can actually upload things like a lease, or copy and paste the data into ChatGPT, and you can ask it very specific questions about whatever you're doing. So I use it all the time. I have it help me write contracts or give me advice, and it's a great tool. And so we can explore ChatGPT in depth in more videos. But but I also would ask it, like, hey, create me a lease or suggested lease. To start, if I have a friend that I'm wanting to put my tiny home with wheels in the backyard, what are things I should be thinking about? So, always be aware. Like if you're looking at mobile home parks, be aware of what is all included in your rent and what's not included. If it's all encompassing, like, hey, that $300 a month in pad rent or $500 a month in pad rent includes trash and landscaping and everything, versus ones where there's a most of them, your electricity is going to be separate, but your water bill might be different. So sometimes they'll include your water bill inside of your rent cost, which is good for you, and sometimes they don't. So anyway, these are all things to think about when you're looking at, should I lease a land from a friend, if I should go to a RV park or a mobile home park to get started on your journey. It's a great way to start and maybe get you closer to the center of town without actually having to own the piece of land that you're on. So again, leave a comment down below on your thoughts on this video and other things I didn't cover that I should cover in the future. I'd love to get your thoughts on this, and I hope that this video has helped you get one step closer to achieving your dreams. And in the next video, we're going to explore an ADU situation and how to think about that. So I'm very excited to jump into that video. So go ahead and watch the next video.